in this moment we'll find our way, and in this moment we'll find our way, our way,
Hello everybody, back again, and a little bit different start than you might expected. I thought, yeah, we released recently the the UniMagic, and of course today we have two subjects doing SubBoomBass-2 again, another session, because we have SubBoomBass-2 month this July, this hot summer July. And finally, in the Netherlands, we also have some higher temperatures. We had a lot of rain in recent months, and now suddenly the sun pops up. Lucky enough, it's cool in my basement studio, so I hope everybody is well. Let me see if we can see some people in the chat room, and you hear my voice is a little bit different because I think it's UniMagic is active on it. Yes, it is. So now I sound... Oh yeah, here you can see my voice popping up inside this one. Welcome to UniMagic, and we have all kind of presets on board. Not that much, but it's very effective. And I just played it on the vocal sound. This one has a little bit of a reverb, as you can see here. So... So the UniMagic is part of the Explorer 9, and you can see UniMagic is only one dial. So the idea behind this is to have a bit of multiple sound. So if you have a vocal, I just played a vocal for you. So let's play it again, and this vocal is dry to get it. To give it a little bit of multiple voice singing sound. So
and in this moment we'll find our way, and
let me see that I have the... Let me see where it is. Okay.
And in this moment we'll find
bypass.
Our way, and
this is dry, so let me shut down the bass. So this is the dry voice, and if you put on UniMagic, it makes it wider, more multiple sound. So,
in this moment we'll find our way, our way.
And so we have different presets, but also chorus type of things. Mega multiply. Let's listen to this one on this voice.
And in this moment we'll find our way, and in this moment
bypass.
We'll find our way.
And of course the amount can be even more open.
Our way, and in this moment we'll find our way, and in this moment...
So it's really easy, but it sounds great. It's just on vocals or instrument, guitar. It can sound very great. So let's put back in the other. So I'm using then this preset on this vocal, and we could add then also RP-VERB too. Bypass. And then top to we.
And in this moment we'll find our way, and in this moment we'll find our way, our way.
Yeah, and what you hear inside RP-VERB 2 is also the reverser. You can shut it on off here. It records and then it reverses the sound. You have the threshold for it, and you can mix between it. So I also could say only use the reversed sound on the vocal. So let's see how this plays. So I'm drifting a little bit from the main subject today, which is then SubBoomBass-2. We get to that one, but first...
And in this moment we'll find our way, and and in this moment we find our way, our way, and in this moment we'll.
And that's the cool thing. You can also mix, so you can mix in this reverb. So also say this dial here mixed to have a normal reverb, and mix this together with the reverse. Of course, RP-VERB 2 needs some time to study because it has features which you cannot find in any other reverb, but it's a top quality reverb with the special reverser sound. It has also distortion on board. You can have an envelope follower. It's very detailed, and especially for the ones who seek a little bit more features in their reverb, more the different new sounds. RP-VERB 2 is really a fantastic product. So I put that one on top of the on the UniMagic. Yeah, so UniMagic, try it out also on a guitar. You will be amazed how nice it sounds. Okay, so that was a little bit of drifting away. Let's see in the chat room. No, it's not Marion. This is just from Loop Masters. I purchased a vocal set with her singing. Let me see. I think it's the. I don't recall the set anymore, but it's a purchase from Loop Master, a vocal set. I think it was a house set, if I'm not wrong, a house music set. So it's also used in the tutorial from UniMagic, and in UniMagic tutorial I use the AI voice. Maybe you checked out the tutorial, and one thing how you can spot a voice is that you don't hear the breathing. So the, catching the breeze for the voice, that you don't hear that. So that's how you can hear if it's an AI voice. Of course, the quality is amazing, and you hear that a lot, these voiceovers now in TikTok, in YouTube, in advertising. Yeah, Loop Masters vocal set. If you give me a second, maybe I can find the title name. Give me 1 second. I need to check on my computer. Cubase, UniMagic. Oops. Where I did the audio. Okay, that's a good one. YHC vocal loops. Let's see if I can find any. I only have the waveform, so that's a good one. Sorry guys, I cannot find, but it's the vocal loops. YHC. That's most likely the female singer. Yeah, I can look it up for you, and then I put the description in the info box. These are free vocals you can use for your own tracks. And yeah, I thought it was nice to use that one for having a display of UniMagic. So yeah, another thing, ahead of the live stream, I had also this sound, and I found that in a very nice sound, which was from Quad, by the way.
And in this moment we'll find
Here's
our
Quad.
way. And in this moment we find our way. Our way.
So Quad is an instrument. For some think, oh, why does it look so different from compared to the other ones? It's based on the rack extension from Reason. And you see, this is a preset from Jamal, Asian harp. I only put a little bit more reverb on it. And it uses a, yeah, it's a good one. I think thought it was something with the physical modeling type, but not really cost 2. So it's a, It's really a nice plug sound. So I played that melody. I thought, oh, that's nice. So, but that's quad. It has many presets. It's a very affordable synthesizer. We keep that one in a very low price range because it's a great to get into the raw Papen products, and it is a product of its own. Quad and Vecto were originally designed for a reason, and then people ask, can I have a VST version of it? So we created then also the VST version. It has this two oscillators which has built in the phase distortion and wave shaper, which you can create some interesting different sounds. So it's very different again to our other synthesizers. So yeah, here you can see wave shape. It uses a string model here. So it uses a carpless string model. And you see in the music, it's very nice. It's okay, let's play it again. This little part, here it is. Here it plays, here with my mouse.
And in this moment we'll find our way.
So I put a bit louder.
We'll find our way. Our way. And in this moment we'll find our way. And
You see, very nice sound, isn't it? Okay, let me see in the chat room, because I see I expected maybe that we would not have that many people in the chat room because we have summertime here, but we have also Winston, and Winston lives in South Africa. I think it's winter there, isn't it, Winston? They have winter now and we have summer. So let me see if I can miss something. RP-VERB, can you do topic next time in combination with synth sounds? Yeah, that will be a good one. Your one is proposal to have the RP-VERB 2 in combination with synths, how to use that one. Yeah, the quad can sound very like Casio CZ patches because of the phase distortion, and yeah, that does also other things, and it's a very nice synthesizer next to Vecto, by the way, also great synthesizer. So last week, I hope you picked up on the last week live stream. I have the timestamps in the YouTube videos, which makes that you can go from one point to another. And it was very nice. Last week, we had a few subjects already described. Now in this track, currently I'm using a bit like lately type of bass sound. So let me... Sounds pretty light. Very simple bass with SubBoomBass. And what you can see is this one doesn't use the sub oscillator, it's just one oscillator. You always can tune, which is interesting with SubBoomBass-2. A preset is always a starting point. So there are little things you can do to make this sound fit in your music. So we have, for instance, this bass has Psy ModWheel. Let me see. Oh, that one uses a high pass filter. So the modulation matrix is down here. You see the modulation wheel is addressed to the filter 2 cutoff frequency. Oh, that's nice. Maybe in psytrance you also could say, okay, use this modulation wheel again, but then on the FX. Okay, no, sorry, I need to do this in the FX itself. So I could say, take a stereo delay, I put the mix down, and I use the source, the mod wheel, and again the source, the mod wheel, and I address the mod wheel to the mix of FX1 and also to the feedback of it. So now if the modulation wheel is closed, you can see it in the upper left corner of the screen. You see my keyboard and my thumb on the modulation wheel. So when I now open the modulation wheel, the delay kicks in this bass sound. And because the high pass filter opens also, then you get interesting things you can do in a track. Oh, now I'm out on the drums, sorry. Okay, now I take the bass. So it's dry. So the bass is, the modulation wheel controls filter 2, which is a high pass filter, but that one is closed. Yeah, the amount is 58%. And in the FX section, I control the stereo delay, which is the mix 0. So if I don't open the modulation wheel, there's no stereo delay. And use the modulation wheel to control the FX1 mix. So it mixes the delay, and the modulation wheel also controls the feedback of the delay. So then you get these typical things. Cool, isn't it? Yeah, the bass is altered as always a good starting point. And what I did in the bass sidetrans bank is to have presets with velocity and presets without velocity, because sometimes or very often they use this offbeat bass and they need to draw the velocity to have a steady sound. So what I did is simply create then a second copy of the preset without the velocity. So we have the because if I go now to the track, okay, let's do these. Okay, let's make that a little bit shorter. Okay, let me show you what I mean. I go here, I glue these together. And if I, for instance, have a bass and I played it like this, you know, and if you've a not so good keyboard player, these are the velocity values and they go down, up, and down. Then you get this in the bass, you know. I play this one now. Goes down in volume. Okay, there's a hanging note. I hear a hanging note. Where is it? Ah, you see? That's what I hear. That's what you see here, this little thing, this little baby here that causes that there is a hanging note. Then you got this in the sound. You see that? That one goes beyond the part. And this is what makes music creation with our type of style of music creation sometimes very frustrating, because then you hear something in the sound and you think, oh, my synth is defect or something is not good. But you see, if this one is too long, so it should sound like this. And I had this one too long, so longer than the part should be. And then you get that it keeps on hanging. You know, it interferes. Okay, but this is the example for velocity. That was my basic idea. So let me copy this one so we don't have this mistake later on. So this is the preset, which has a lot of variation with the velocity. So you played this sequence. So if you then go back in SubBoomBass-2, you can say also the same preset. So this is with velocity. No. Now down the velocity, and that's irritating. And what very often producers do, they double click and they go drawing here, you know, they double click and go at it and do all the velocities to the same value, or that everything sounds much smoother. But guys, we play synthesizers, so if you play this, you also can edit the sound. Well, in this case, I already saved the sound. So this is with velocity, very active. And this is without the velocity. And steady it is. So back to the velocity preset. Here, this one with velocity. So that's what you also can do if you see a preset on one of your synths and you think this bass is too much. Up, down, bring down the velocity in the amp section on the velocity on the volume. Then you got a much more steadier bass. So so depending on your taste, we have two options. So if you have a bass, I always tell you to edit your sounds, you can do three things which are important. Amp, filter, waveform. That will be something which is essentially an order what you could do. Amp, filter, oscillator, and then maybe something in the FX. So for instance, let us do this with this sound. I can change the decay. Makes it far more percussive. So maybe the preset is like this, and you think, oh well, it's getting close. By simply changing the decay, you get it into the groove. And maybe you think it's a little bit too bright, you can change the cutoff frequency. Well, you see the cutoff frequency is already closed, which means that there is an envelope. So then I need to bring an envelope down. And an envelope controls the cutoff frequency. Also, excuse me. Also, this has influence on the sound. So let me shut down again the claps. If I make the decay in the filter envelope shorter, it's also a different feel. So you see, by changing the amp envelope, decay, also release, the filter, cutoff, the envelope, which works on the filter, and the envelope settings, then you get already different sound. And another thing which changes the sound a lot is simply by using a different waveform. I also could say, take a square waveform. Totally different sound. So in a few little steps, you can make your own track and bass far more personal. So you don't need to do everything in a very complex way. Another thing is, of course, besides picking a different waveform, and we have plenty in SubBoomBass-2, is check, for instance, maybe there is a chorus active in the preset, and that's not always good for in a track. Sometimes it's nice, it makes the bass wider. Hear that? This is without the chorus. But that's, of course, also a matter of taste and how it combines with the other instruments. So the bass is now more swirly in your track. Without the chorus, it's more straight. And it depends on your track and everything which is next to it. So don't be afraid to shut off FX with a bass sound. Now the release is too long. Hear that singing? So I mean this. Then the release of the amp section is too long. And if you have all the other instruments active, you might even not notice or think, what is there in the background, you know? As if there's an organ playing and a bass. But it's this release which is too long on the bass. So this has a lot of influence on the sound, but also the feel of the bass in a sound. Sadly missed last week, got no notification. Yeah, well, if you click, if you have my YouTube channel, the live stream is always planned on the Thursday 8 o'clock Dutch Amsterdam time, Central European time, that is 8 o'clock on a Thursday. There is a community tab, and in the community tab I write if there's anything in between, and that if there is no live stream because of a holiday or any other thing. So do subscribe, but also hit this bell icon. So you need to hit this bell icon on my channel to get a early notification. So hopefully that will work. Or my channel is not monetized, which means you still get some advertising at the start, but I don't make any money with the YouTube videos, and that has some influence on some performances, they say. Some mention that on YouTube, that you get less visitors and that kind of thing. So if you hit that bell in the YouTube, it should be working. So keep that an eye on that. And of course, if you go in the YouTube section, you have videos, shorts, which are short videos, and then live. So a long time ago, I had a playlist with all the live stream, but that's not needed anymore, because in the main page of YouTube on my channel, you can see live, and there you have all the live streams. So you can watch it back. Last week is an interesting one about SubBoomBass-2, and I added the I added the timestamps, so you can go from one point to another. Okay, yeah. Well, strange, yeah. Maybe it was the Summer Heat DJ Productions that did not pop up. What bass is this? Well, SubBoomBass-2 go to the bank psytrance. So I have some variations on the lately bass and bass preset. This is a weird one. It's one of the newer ones. So maybe you have already an older version of SubBoomBass-2. We recently did add some new presets, and these are one of the few of the newer ones. I think also even in Bank 6. If you go to Bank 6, order by date, you know, clickbait. Long resonance 70s. Yes. I'm not sure of that or my analog. Resonance. Dirty resonance. So even if I would use this bass, let me see if I can make this one useful. Yeah, then I could use it. Just by changing the cutter frequency. Bypass. Yeah, the other one is indeed more a lead sound, this one from Bank 7. So these are... Yeah, I think these are some of the newer ones. The newer ones in the bass preset 6 and 7. Because here is also, you see a 6C Inspire. Which remember the CS30, which is in my studio? Once I played it, and that one has the 2 filters, which you can have. Yeah, and Johan means the stack lead. Could be a tech lead, yeah, indeed. Cool. Happy Thursday. Yeah, it's happy Rob Papen YouTube Thursday. Okay, guys, so that was a little bit about SubBoomBass-2. If you have a question, let me know. I started this live stream with UniMagic, RP-VERB 2, a vocal to do something a little bit different. And of course, tomorrow morning, I will add the timestamps inside of it so that you can skip things which are not interesting for you. So the other news, which I mentioned on Facebook, is that very soon we will have new presets, already received new presets from Mike Clark. And Mike Clark already made some very nice patches for Predator-3. Let me open it. Here is it. And I just today, I need to check them on volume, and it is some other things, the basic things, the tagging, but these are very nice. So if you go to the manager, you have the Mike Clark 01, and today I put that in Mike Clark News. So once we release these presets, they will pop up in Mike Clark 1, because there are 40 presets, so there are the new, which are 42, can go into this bank, and then if you go to this bank and you press order by date, you get the last ones. So yeah, today, and they're very, very impressive. So very different material. So let's play some. So these are the things I'm gonna do for the remaining minutes. And if you have a question, let me know. But I'm gonna play some of these very nice, interesting presets by Mark Clark. And this one is called Cinematic Graphic X. And I called it the synth sound, so sometimes I change the preset names because originally it was more labeled as PET, but I think it's more a synth sound, drone type. So I stop talking now and just play the preset. Nice Berlin School, and you can hear the timbre of Predator-3. In Predator-3 we also use the code which we started to use in bit to get this smooth analog high frequencies. This uses the arpeggiator. So this is the Berlin School of Music. Of course, Johan and some of the others will understand it, what the Berlin School of Music means. Uses the XY also to change this. This one uses ratcheting. me see how this sounds with a... Haha, sorry, the bass. Yeah, Tangerine Dream style of sequences. Yeah, let's go one back. This one. No, this one, sorry. With ratcheting, which was done in the Moog sequencer. Oh, by the way, if you go back some live streams a few years ago, the word ratcheting I could not pronounce. It's one of my brain errors I have with pronouncing some of the names or words. Oh, that's a nice one if you have a beat with. Oh, let's. I hear. This one's semi-6. That's of course a strange. It's out of tune then, I think. Because I play, see, these are little things I need to check why it is a little bit out of tune. So these are the little sound designer bugs which pop in if you have the semi-wrongly noise. Sound more. This is the Margareta. Yeah, you know that one. Yeah, that's the... So kind of off sound. It's a nice cue on this one. Resonance cue. Okay, which preset did I miss? It's a more complex ARP sequence. The Woo. And that one also had a I think if you would copy, let me see if I can make it the Woo with the ratcheting, because the Woo also used ratcheting at that time. Command, copy ARP to T, number 2, ARP B. I think then it should be ratcheting here, ratcheting on this one maybe. Yeah, you need to, the Woo has a track which has this sequencer, and it looks a little bit like this one. Yeah, that's the Who. I'll save this one. And that's, I don't know the name of the track. Yeah, then you got the Evangelist vibe. So very nice sequence. XY doing wild here. And these are the cinematic sound effects, which are great. It's not Doctor Who, Winston. Some weird sound effects, which are great for if you're doing game music. This one is eerie. So totally brilliant soundbank. I guess you guys agree with me about that point. Oh, this one does say goodbye. Number 6. Why is that? Number 6. That one did not load. That's... Yeah, these are very eerie. Yeah, there will be a release soon from my clock. Yeah, my clock is a big fan of Predator, as am I as well. I think in terms of features, in combination with user-friendliness, it's a very nice combination. Eerie sound. So I'm just playing it. There are 42 in total. These are the cinematic sounds. This one is called Jimi Hendrix, so yeah, it's like a downstroke. Pink Floyd one sounds more like a regular sound effect. one goes spacey, isn't it? Singing saw, also sound effect. Morse code, also sound effect. And this is the big cinematic. Great sound, isn't it? Cinematographic X. I renamed it because he first had it as a pad, but I think it's a synth sound. So I still need to check all the presets, tagging, and that kind of thing. But then hopefully, and most likely, they will appear in the section of which we have the early bird presets on my homepage. I mentioned this also, I think, last week. The early bird presets. So in the live stream for last week, check it out. A lot of SubBoomBass-2, but also about the early bird presets for Blue, 3, and Punch. Okay, and then we have the Evangelist vibe, which is... Yeah, Evangelist type of brassy sound, CS80 type of thing. Yeah, so I already can check the Mike Clark Bank 1, which already has a lot of very nice sounds. Orcs. Yeah, there's much to tell about Predator-3. The ARP section has in total A, B, C, D. So we can combine 4 ARPs together, or in sequence mode, 4 sequences together. A lot of features, a bit similar what we do, of course, with the SubBoomBass-2. And in the last live stream from last week, I show in SubBoomBass-2 also the features from the sequencer, which are very cool to be used. Okay, guys, let me see the chat room. Okay, well, last time, there's a good one. Last time I had a question from somebody who showed me something about the analog thing in software to get this analog type of sound. Well, we have the analog drifting. And with all synths, mostly if you take, for instance, SubBoomBass-2 and the Minimoog basses. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I get a typical. Here you see the analog drifting is set to 21%. I think most of the time we have 20%, but that's the... So the analog drifting, I analyzed the Minimoog, and that's the drifting I'll use in my synthesizer, the drifting from the original Minimoog. And that makes that the oscillators are very minimal drifting. Some say you also need to use that on a filter, but that doesn't make sense because you cannot hear that. Or on the envelopes, and sorry, you cannot hear that on the envelopes. Or you should have a drifting which is way off. So what you're going to hear in all plugins, I decided to have the drifting on the oscillator side, and then you get sounds. If I go, for instance, to bit 2, where you can create this liveness in the sound, which very often is missed in digital synths, like a DX7 doesn't have any drifting. So these sounds are very straight, or for instance, a Nordlied has also very straight tuned oscillator, which is very cool for particular straight percussive and yeah, how you say that, strak they call it, or tight sounds in terms of, but if you want to really have this liveness of analog, we did that with the drifting, which you also find in bit 2, of course, and there it's a basic drifting, so you can put the drifting on or on, and then you get this, really typical mini-moog drifting if you use 2 oscillators. And these are the harmonics, which are the waveforms in bit 2, and also other products we have a lot of harmonics, and they start to mingle each other, phase, anti-phase, a double stacking of particular harmonics. So they start interact with each other. So if you have this sound with one oscillator, still nice. Then you don't hear this interaction between the second oscillator. And I put that on, you hear that. So that was a question somebody asked me on the office email about what we do to get this analog type of sounds, and that's how we do this in bit 2. You have the drifting on off, so there's no manual setting for it. It's really the drifting taken from the Mini-Moog, and also a little bit from the Jupiter, who has also a little bit of drifting. So then you get also the very nice pad sounds. So if you don't can afford these very expensive analog machines, don't worry, you have bit 2, you have Predator-3, you have plenty of these type of sounds, and in the music, a good one who can hear the difference, really, believe me. But, so here in Predator-3, I played once, which already was a... on an M show, I played one pad sound. Somebody said, "Oh, yeah, it all sounds so digital." And then I played him one of my favorite sounds, and he was totally, he was sold. He wanted to get away a Predator right away. It was this sound. Where is it? Mellow Carpet. So he said, "Oh, digital synths, the software sounds digital." And then I played this one, and he was totally convinced that, yeah. That was a bit strange modulation, but then when he heard that one, he said, "Oh my goodness, that's cool." So it's all done in the software where we add these little details where you get these analog type of sounds. And of course, it's great to own a Jupiter 8, or if you have them, never sell them, or Mini-Moog. It's great to have them. I would never sell them. but for making music, they are not needed anymore. In my opinion, of course, each has his own opinion, and also each has his own way of creating music. Some people like to prefer hardware because of their workflow, other prepare software, other prepare a combination of them, whatever. It always goes about music, guys. So anyhow, this was my live stream for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Check next week and keep an eye, of course, on this great Predator-3 sound bank. Once we have everything checked, and also NKS format, we will post that on, maybe also on the community channel here on YouTube, but for sure on Facebook and X, which is the previous Twitter thing. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up and enjoy creating music, and see you next week.